And a very warm welcome to each one of you for today's introductory webinar. Before we begin, just a few instructions. Please keep your videos off. And to ensure that the session goes off smoothly, we have also disabled your microphones. When we are open for interaction, the settings will be changed and you will be allowed to communicate with us. Till then, you can use the chat section and you can put in your comments in there. So we're good to begin now, and it's my absolute honor and privilege to introduce you all to Dr. Arun Sharma. He's the founder and director of the International Institute of Mahayog and Natural Hygiene USA. And he's also the grandson of Acharya Lakshman Sharma, who has been the father of natural hygiene in India. He has more than 40 years of experience as a natural hygiene educator, a counselor. He has been conducting a lot of health workshops and programs all over India for the last many years. And he has also trained a lot of people in the field of natural hygiene. I would now request Dr. Arun Sharma to take over the session. Thank you.
We're going to chant Om 3 times. Breathe in deep. Everybody join me. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. Day by day, we are hearing more and more news about death. My own family members, the numbers are increasing day by day. More people dying from my own relatives, distant relatives. And all this is attributed to a microorganism which is causing this havoc. From the time of creation, the order of nature has not changed. Laws of nature has been eternal, and it has been the same in the beginning, now, and even in the future, it's going to be the same. The way we look at nature is different. The way we look at our own life is different from different persons. Tom was a friend of mine, neighbor in USA, and in his house, they had a gathering of friends for a weekend game ball. They had a good ball game in the end weekend, and in the TV, their favorite team was playing, and against which there was a visiting team which came from another state. They were having a competition. In this ball game, they spent many hours, and it was a Sunday evening, and they all had assembled in Tom's house, a group of friends, and shouting at every time his team was winning, and whenever the other team was winning, they would say, oh, all kinds of noise was coming from a neighborhood house to our house also. So we knew a couple of friends who came to their house. The party was going on. The local team won the game. When the local team won the game, there were people who celebrated even more than they said. They were so happy. And all night during the game, they were eating all kinds of food. They had salads, they had fruits, they had uh, all kinds of other foods. I don't want to list the name of foods that they were eating. And after the game was over, because they were so excited, some of them suggested that they would watch a favorite movie. So the party went on. We even watched a movie, and even though Tom's wife reminded him, Tom, tomorrow is a working day. All of you have to go to work. You better wind up soon. And they said, yes, 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 we are coming, we are coming. Finally, when Tom went to sleep, it was 2 a.m. Until that time, they were all awake and eating and drinking and wasting away their life. In the morning, he had to get up soon and he was not able to get up. He had pain in the head, headache was there, and his wife gave him a pill or something. He swallowed the pill and took a shower and just went to work. And among his friends also, some of them could not go to work in spite of all the care that they were taking. They did not wake up until 9 a.m. and then they had stomach pain. Some of them were vomiting and all kinds of complaints. They spent the night living unhealthy. They were excited. They overspent the night with other assignments, other entertainments, and they did not care for their health. But surprisingly, in the same group, there were friends who did not get sick at all. They got up in time and they went to work. Everything was all right. What did they do different from these people? They were very careful to keep going to the bathroom off and on, make sure that their elimination is complete. And they were also not eating anything and everything. They chose their food. They ate more salads. Some people ate fruits, and they were selective. And they did not wait for the movie session. Some of them left after the ball game. And those people saved themselves from all these miseries. They didn't have to take any medicine. This is a picture that's happening every day in life. There are people who make wrong choices and there are people who make right choices. People who make the right choices will not face consequences that will be very bad. These people who did not think about what's going to happen to us, they were enjoying themselves. They thinking enjoying is not wrong. It's not wrong to watch movies. It's not wrong to drink a few drinks once in a while. All this once in a while thing carries on a little too much, and finally we have to pay for it. Everything that we do wrong, we have to pay for it. Health comes to us through hygienic and healthy lifestyle. In the healthy lifestyle, we should not allow anything that's going to spoil our life. We have to be watchful all the time. Health is the greatest wealth, God-given wealth that we should preserve and cherish all our life. We have to give utmost importance to see that our health do not get spoiled. Well, a little aberrations here and there is all right, they say. But watch out. Every time that you do some deviation, if you deviate from the healthy path, make sure that you yourself pay for the compensation, pay for your own penalty. What do? Skip the next 2 meals and delay the next meal. By that, you are fasting for at least half a day. When you fast for half a day after wrong deviation that you did, you're paying for the compensation. You're compensating for your own wrongs. By doing this, we will be saved of a big punishment that comes to people who break the laws. So if we are watchful, we can correct ourselves. And also, we see what are the things that we should send in our body. Where does the deviation come from? If we put things that do not belong in the body, then we have to spend extra efforts to digest it, digest the useful parts of it, and eliminate the waste part of it, part of whatever we are eating. Every food that we eat has got some useful parts and so much of waste material. So we have to be watchful and careful and make safeguard our health with utmost care. And in this process, when some people get sick, they take a pill or two and they think it's okay, it's all right to do that. I had a friend in Delhi in my younger days, younger years. They used to tease me when I was coming. "वो आ गया घास फूस का doctor." He's a herbal doctor is there coming. So they used to laugh. घास फूस means grass doctor. So when they used to laugh, I used to laugh with them. They are my friends anyway. So he used to say, "Look, Arun, I got this pill. When I get headache, I just pop in this pill and I'm all right. My headache is gone. I don't have to take grass juice. I don't have to fast a day or two like you do. I don't have to follow any of those disciplines. I am all right," he says. I said, "Okay, if you got a formula for yourself, you're all right." So what happened after 2 or 3 months later, there came a day when his wife had to call me. She called me and she said, "Can you come urgently? My husband has got severe headache and he wants your help." "Oh no, what does he need for my help for? He has got his pills and he can take his pills and be ridding of his headache." That's what he says. "No, Bhai Sahab, no brother, please come." He says he took 12 pills also, it's not going. One pill, he used to get rid of his headache. Then the time came that he had to take 2 pills. And then it went on increasing to the extent that he takes 12 pills and even a dozen pills does not remove his pain. Where can he run away now? All the efforts to remove his pain uh, without changing to any discipline, they are all lost. Now he said, "Okay, do everything. I am ready to take grass juice or anything, but please, don't stop my tea. I can't be without my tea." Every day he used to take 30 cups of tea. And it's a long story short, he had to stop tea drinking and he had to follow the disciplined life for 1 week and he got rid of his headache. And not one or two, so many examples are there of people who had who failed in getting relief from medicines. They used to get relief from medicine for some time, and then more and more pills, more medicines they used to take to get relief. And every person who went to take pills, and they had to end up taking medicines for other diseases which crept up as side effects. This is the story of my friends. I don't have to criticize them, but all that I see is observe what's happening. All those friends, one after another, came to Nature Cure and they gave up drugs for the rest of their life. And so many other people who came to Nature Cure, they are also living without any medicines. They come with dozens of complaints: diabetes, arthritis, rheumatism, and I've got blood pressure, all kinds of complaints. We say, give up all the medicines and follow nature's law, and you will be saved." And that's what they do. And when they do, their health is much better. And so many people have become free from doctors, drugs, and diseases. That's life. Sarvam paravasham dukkham, sarvam atmavasham sukham. Dependence on others is a source of misery. Self-dependence is a source of happiness. We know all this. We have heard this over and over again. So what are we here to talk about? We are here to talk about why are we forgetting all these things which we have heard. We have to tell the rest of the world. The rest of the world have to hear our story. They have to know that nature cure is eternal. It's, it has been there from time immemorial. It is time-tested system. Nature cure is scientific because it removes the cause of disease. Unlike all other systems which tries to remove the effect through their medicines. We have to remove the cause of the disease. Most of the other systems say clearly in the website, if you search for any disease in the website and go into that site, it says the cause of this disease is unknown. And then the other side, they say there is no cure. And they list a lot of medicines that has to be given to administer to that person so that they could live along with disease. How to live with disease is what they teach you. What we want to know is how long. A time comes when nothing works, and then they have to come back to nature cure. Why don't you come ahead of time? Why don't you come without spoiling your body to nature cure so that you could live the rest of your life safely? Now, in the story, there are so many other stories which is coming in, like epidemics, malaria, cholera, diphtheria, all kinds of epidemics came in the world. They said they had eradicated smallpox through vaccination. They said they eradicated malaria, diphtheria, all those diseases, they found medicine. Every medicine also has side effects which produces other diseases. And number of diseases have increased without any tolerance. They have got increased so much that huge 3 volumes of pharmacopoeia of diseases, it does not contain all the diseases that's there in the world. And more incurable diseases are around us. In this scenery, in this scenario, we don't have any right to criticize medical system or the vaccination system. The history will tell by itself. We are here only to ask questions. We are only to here only to show that there is a way we can treat and cure, prevent and cure COVID patients without medicines. From the beginning, our honorable President, Sri Narendra Modi, has been saying that we have to encourage indigenous healing systems. Indigenous healing systems includes nature cure. Nature cure is actually ancient Indian healing system, and that's what Acharya Lakshman Sharma, my grandfather, tried to prove through his magnum opus creation, what is called Swadhina Swasthya Mahavidya, in which he has composed poems, Sanskrit verses derived from the truths expressed in the Vedic scriptures. Ancient Vedic scriptures have plenty of information about dealing with any health problem. In this effort, we have, my grandfather found information from Taittiriya Upanishad, Keno Upanishad, all kinds of Upanishads, Vedic, Yajurveda, Rig Veda, Samaveda, everywhere there is information. The more he read the scriptures, more information he got. So much was the information, he was flooded with them, and he composed them all into Sanskrit verses. 1,500 verses in Sanskrit he composed, explaining the essence of nature cure as derived from the Vedic scriptures. Now this syllabus we have designed to conduct a 6 years training course in nature cure based completely on Vedic scriptures, on this Swadhina Swasthya Mahavidya. We do not want to compare this with the existing BNYS, Bachelors in Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences. They have in their curriculum study of anatomy, physiology, that's okay. When they are going to extend themselves in reading about pharmacology and pathology. There they are insisting if you want to start a course in nature cure, you have to read pharmacology and pathology. We say we don't want to do that. Why are we talking about that here? Because the entire system is now being influenced to change their viewpoint to medical viewpoint. Medical viewpoints are opposite to nature cures viewpoint. The natural health science that we are talking about does not talk about symptoms, does not talk about kinds of diseases. There are so many diseases. We don't want to study pharmacology, we don't want to study all kinds of pathology, different pathological conditions for different diseases. We don't want to name the diseases. We have the law of unity, 5 unities. All diseases are one. Causes for all diseases are one. Treatment for all diseases is one. And food and medicine is one. Health and disease is also one. 5 unities make it so strong. Nature cure becomes so strong in dealing with any situation without having to diagnose a disease. We don't know what is disease. We don't know what is COVID. We don't know what is corona. We don't know anything about uh, all those so-called diseases which were termed as germs-caused diseases. Diphtheria, malaria, cholera, all that diseases, they were mentioned as disease caused by germs. And we don't believe in that theory at all. That's what we want to explain this today. Germs do not cause diseases. Germs are our friends. They all come to eat the filth in the body. They don't eat the healthy cells. We can be rest assured that we can improve our health without drugs through naturopathy, natural hygiene. I don't want to call it naturopathy. Pathy means symptoms. Through nature cure, we can help every person to prevent themselves from getting infected with any disease. COVID or not COVID, anything you want to say. How to do that? Pranasya nirmale dehe cheshtitam swasya namakam. Pranasya samale dehe cheshtitam roga namakam. That's what it is. Life's activity in a clean body is called health. Life's activity in an unclean body is called disease. How do we know what is a clean body and how do you know what is unclean body? All of us have some dirt in our body. Some filth will always be there. Comparatively, if you don't have old filth, old fecal matter, if you're not accumulating filth for a few days together, then you are safe. That's all we have to care. If if you are having regular bowel movements, then it's okay. You are all right. You will not be in danger. Even though there is some filth in that body also, you will not be in danger. So that's what, these are the few things that we, if you are having constipation, if you are having old fecal matter in your body, all that you have to do is to make sure that your body is clean from inside. We have simple gadgets like toner. Toner is a mini enema can, which by using which we can send some cold water in our colon. And this cold water in the colon will start a peristaltic movement, activate it, and allow the colon to remove some filth from the body. When some filth goes out of the body, our health level improves. The clinic, the hygienic conditions in the body improves and simultaneously health also improves. That's all we have to do. And we have to make sure that the next meal that we eat is healthy meal. What is a healthy meal? These are the details that we are going to talk about in the training course that we are going to conduct through this Wellcure, in which we are going to divide it in 5 days program. We are going to talk about how to prevent corona disease through natural means. We are also going to teach people how to cure patients if they have already been afflicted with corona as declared positive, if they have been declared positive, even they can get treatment through natural means, and they can get rid of that condition, and they will be tested again, and they can prove themselves to be corona negative. This has been done in several cases, and we have some friends waiting here to show you with their own life's testimonial that they have been declared corona positive at one stage, and then they followed nature cure and they have been cured. Have we finished that time limit? Can we call them?
So, sure. Dr. Arun Sharma, I'll be reading out their names one by one. They can unmute and share their experience. Anubhuti, if you're here in the session.
Hi. Yes, we are.
Okay, all right. Just let me locate you and spotlight you. Yes, please go ahead.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, नमस्ते अंकल। मेरे को मेरी डॉटर को और मुझे कोविड हुआ, तो हमने नेचुरोपैथी के थ्रू उसको पूरा फॉलो किया और बहुत अच्छे से ये सारी चीजें हमारी क्योर हुई। मेरी डॉटर है 15 इयर्स की, पहले उसे फीवर आया था, तो उसको नेचुरो अंकल के पूरे गाइडेंस में हमने पूरा उसने फॉलो किया और पूरा उसका फीवर बहुत तेज था। 3 डेज उसको फीवर रहा, 3-4 डेज उसको फीवर रहा, लेकिन वो सारी चीजें उसने फॉलो किया तो उसके थ्रू उसका पूरा फीवर भी ठीक हो गया और नाउ शी इज ओके, शी इज वेरी फाइन और वो नेचर केयर फूड ही खा रही है। और उसके बाद मुझे कोविड हो गया, तो मैंने भी पूरी तरीके से ये फॉलो किया है। मुझे भी बुखार आया, मुझे थोड़ा सांस लेने में भी दिक्कत हुई थी, मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा बॉडी पेन था, मुझे सनबाथ दिलाया दीदी ने, मुझे वाटर थेरेपी दी गई और मैं बहुत एनर्जेटिक फील कर रही हूँ। मैंने अंकल ने कहा रनिंग करो, रनिंग किया। हाँ, 3-4 डेज तो मुझे रनिंग नहीं हो पा रहा था, लेकिन फिर भी प्राणायाम किया हम लोगों ने, जिसमें दिक्कत आ रही थी लेकिन करते रहे। तो इस तरीके से सारी चीजें, मतलब आई सो बिलीव की। और मेरे हस्बैंड डायबिटिक है, 15 उन्होंने 7 डेज से कोई मेडिसिन नहीं ली है। वो बीपी पेशेंट भी हैं, उन्होंने कोई मेडिसिन नहीं ली है और वो बिल्कुल ठीक है, एनर्जेटिक हैं, पूरी क्लासेस ले रहे हैं अपनी। और मतलब इट्स अ ब्लेस कि हम लोगों ने ये नेचुरोपैथी फॉलो करके अपना पूरा परिवार का सिस्टम चेंज कर दिया। मेरे दोनों बच्चे खाना खा रहे हैं एट द मतलब 6:30 वो लोग खाना खाते हैं और लंच में सैलेड खाते हैं। ब्रेकफास्ट उनका टेस्टी फ्रूट से होता है। तो इस तरीके से मेरे तो पूरे घर की लाइफ ही चेंज हो गई। और मुझे कोविड में जितना मैं सुनती थी ये होगा, ये परेशानियां आएंगी, तो मुझे कोई परेशानी नहीं आई। जो मतलब वो सिर्फ जो परेशानी थी वो तो मतलब बहुत बहुत छोटी परेशानी थी कोविड एज अ कोविड पेशेंट। लेकिन अब मैं बहुत ठीक फील कर रही हूँ। अभी भी मैं नीचे नेचर में वॉक करके आई हूँ, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। थैंक्स टू अंकल एंड जीनल, जिन्होंने मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा सपोर्ट किया और आई एम ब्लेस्ड कि मैं अब नेचुरोपैथी के अंदर आ गई हूँ। थैंक यू अंकल, थैंक यू एवरीवन।
थैंक यू।
Thanks, Anubhuti. Dr. Archana.
Archana Kandi. She's logged in.
So I think she'll join later. Maybe some other person.
Next person you can call.
Okay, Archan, if you're here, then you can go next.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Namaste Guruji and namaste everyone who's here in the session. So I'll share my healing experience from last month. Around 21st of April is when I started having some symptoms. So it began with very high fever. I had fever of 102 plus, along with very severe body aches. And given that I have been following Guruji and a nature sync lifestyle since the last few years, I knew that fever is not our enemy, fever is our friend. So if the body is raising the temperature, it is hard at work and I must let it do what it is doing. So with that understanding, I just slept. I was feeling so low on energy. I slept the first day. Second day, I still had fever, but the body aches were significantly better. I felt a lot of fatigue. Surprisingly, the second day also, I just slept through it. It was surprising because I was sleeping not just at night, but even during the day, I was almost sleeping pretty much throughout the day. My body probably needed that much. Third day, my fatigue was gone. Fever was still there. And I was feeling quite okay. And by the fourth day, fever temperature was restored back to normal, and some other symptoms kicked in, like I had a very sore throat, I had a slightly runny nose, and I lost my sense of smell. So these are a few things that were happening. But what did I do over this period? Like I mentioned, the first few days I was just sleeping because that's what my body needed. In terms of food, I had no appetite for food really, and I was just eating little bit here and there whenever I felt the need for hydration, or whenever I felt that I am feeling a bit hungry. But I was eating very simple foods like, sipping on coconut water, or having some fruit, or having some salad sticks, or maybe having a soup. And otherwise, generally sipping on water every now and then. That was more than enough for me. The third thing that I did was, in terms of some of the nature cure therapies, I had reached out to Guruji because at some point I was, looking for some guidance and feeling a bit lost whether I'm on the right track or not. And he guided me on a few therapies, such as the sun therapy. So he told me that specific to the situation I was in, what is the right way of sunbathing. He told me a water cure therapy as well, and also advised me to do fasting. So all of that really came in very handy. He also told me about how I should be doing breathing exercises properly. So I did all of that, and I was also doing yoga every now and then. So that was on the therapies part in terms of nature cure. And I think for me, one of the most important things in my healing experience from COVID was to work on my mental peace, because there is a lot of fear out there. And the moment you pick up your phone, what is mentioned, what is getting discussed on the WhatsApp groups is very distressing. It's very sad. But at that point of time, I just thought that I need to focus on myself right now. So I went off WhatsApp, I went off news, and I went back to music. So I like listening to music. So I went back and put on some music tracks, some favorite Bollywood songs from the 80s or 90s or later that I liked to listen to. I was listening to some meditation music that I like. And I was looking forward to get reunited with my son, who's all of 5 years old. So I was practicing some affirmations and visualizations to, meet him post isolation. So these are some of the things that I did. And needless to say that I did not take any medication. I just completely healed naturally by the body's powers. And I would also like to share that, and maybe others who are on this session can also share their experience, that when you heal yourself with nature's way, you come out feeling stronger. So there are people who feel that, post COVID, there is chronic fatigue. They take a lot of time to get out of that, or they feel that their breathlessness continues for a long while, and they feel that the virus has come and done something in their body and like done some damage which is there to stay. But if you just use nature cure and follow nature's laws, you would realize that one day you are unwell and the other day you are feeling absolutely fine. So that's really a blessing of nature cure. And I would just end by saying that if you are new to nature cure, or even otherwise also, it is always good to work with an expert. So at Wellcure, we have many people who follow nature cure. So I was in touch with all of them. And of course, Guruji is someone we, often reach out to, and he's very generous with his pearls of wisdom. So Guruji, thank you so much. That is all from my side.
Welcome.
We just wanted to add something that throughout our stint over here, we didn't use any, like there was no mask use or social distancing or any kind of sanitizer use. So wanted to add that was for the entire family quite a relief, because there was no isolation which was kept under, as in Didi was not kept under any isolation. In fact, I was staying with her throughout. So yeah, just adding about no mask. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Achal. Thanks, Jeelan. Next, I would request Dr. Archana. She's here. So, Dr. Archana, you can unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm in the midway between this building and that building, so I hope I'm audible. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Archana. I am previously an allopathic emergency doctor, and I currently practice only natural methods to treat all patients, and particularly now COVID patients. And all of last year, particularly in this so-called second wave, more panic, I have stuck with the non-medical route, and I've had nothing alarming news in any of my patients. And in fact, these patients would have their relatives and all in a panic situation in the ICUs, and they're using all sorts of medication, they're worsening, they're in a state of fear. But in this, natural method, I would keep them fearless, I would keep them positive, and they have, very calmly and pleasantly come out of their COVID infections, the high-grade fevers, etc. I have even put the senior citizens, heart patients, and hypertensives also in this mode, and they have all done well. And in fact, I would like to add, at the end of 6 or 7 days of the run of flu, the COVID flu, in the end, they're if they're previously thyroid patients or cholesterol patients, their reports have all become better, because the fevers and the route chosen to get out of the infection zone have helped the patients even improve on their blood values. So it's a win-win situation to all these people. And all these methods I've comfortably understood. First, I stopped the medications. I'd like to add a little here. Some of the patients who reached me were the ones who've already started on medicines a couple of days, like the 4 days and 5 days. On 4th or 5th day, they landed in breathlessness and increased fevers. And they were now worried that despite medications, they have worsened. My answer to that is, with the medications, the worsening has become worsened. So one should watch out on this left, right, and center recommendations of the drugs which are not even antiviral. The ivermectin, doxycycline, azithromycin, remdesivir, they're not being effective, but they're being given. They're harming my patients. And when they stop that and when they've come to natural methods, they have successfully managed their illness at the comfort of their home. Again, I repeat, at the ages of 60s to 80s also, they have done well. So that's it. That is all I have to share on this. Tulika?
Thank you, Dr. Archana. So next, can we have Naresh to share his experience?
Unmute. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start my video also. Yes, I'm visible now.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Naresh. Actually, around 3rd of September, I had fever. Till 10th of September, it continued on and off. And I was not well or not feeling well. Then I got corona tested. It came positive. And around 13th, I was very uncomfortable, but I was not willing to go to any allopathic doctor because these days when you go to doctor, chances of people expire more in hospitals than at home. And I was not willing to go to hospital. So I called Dr. Sharma. He was so nice. He gave me assurance that you'll be all right. Either you come to me or I will I will make some arrangement for you. So some guidance will be there. उसके बाद उन्होंने रूबी बहन से कहा कि वो मेरी देखभाल करें, दिन में 2-3 बारी मुझे कॉल करें, और ये बहुत बड़ा एश्योरेंस था। मैंने क्या किया मैं बता देता हूँ। 2 या 3 दिन के लिए मैं वाटर फास्टिंग पे रहा, फिर 2 दिन शायद मैं कोकोनट वाटर फास्टिंग पे रहा, फिर उसके बाद मैंने सेमी लिक्विड खाना शुरू किया, जैसे कि मॉर्निंग में फ्रूट है, दोपहर में सैलेड है, रात को सूप है। ये तो था मेरा खाने का शेड्यूल। लगभग 5-6 दिन मैंने ये फॉलो किया, फिर मैं नॉर्मल फूड पे आ गया, जो कि नेचर क्योर का फूड है। इसके अलावा जो थेरेपीज हैं उसमें 3 times आई डिड टोना, 3 times, and every time 2 or 3 टोनास। इसके अलावा दोपहर में मैंने सनबाथ किया, मॉर्निंग से दोपहर तक सनबाथ किया, एंड आफ्टर एवरी सनबाथ मैंने थोड़ा प्राणायाम शुरू किया। जैसे एक बारी 5 मिनट के लिए सनबाथ किया, फिर थोड़ा जब गर्मी लगनी शुरू कर दी तो उसके बाद प्राणायाम शुरू करा, थोड़ी देर प्राणायाम किया, फिर थोड़ा आराम किया, फिर जाके थोड़ा सनबाथ किया, फिर थोड़ा आके प्राणायाम किया, ये किया। इसके अलावा शाम को डेली मैंने स्पाइनल बाथ किया। स्पाइनल बाथ के लिए मेरे पास यहाँ पे घर पे सामान नहीं था, तो मैंने एक कोई तरीका बनाया स्पाइनल बाथ का, और स्पाइनल बाथ मैंने किया। ये था मेरी थेरेपीज का, एंड सबसे बड़ा फायदा इसमें मुझे ये हुआ, उसके बाद 5-6 दिन बाद मैंने शायद 10 दिन बाद मैं टेस्ट कराया तो नेगेटिव आना ही था, तो मैं नेगेटिव आ गया। जो सबसे बड़ा फायदा मुझे लगा इसमें वो ये था कि एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर के पास मैं जाता, पहली बात तो मैं जाने को तैयार बिल्कुल नहीं था, क्योंकि बच के आने का मुझे डिफिकल्ट कभी कभी लग रहा था कि जाऊंगा तो फिर वापस नहीं आ पाऊंगा हॉस्पिटल से। तो और सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये था कि 10 दिन के बाद मैंने ठीक ही नहीं हुआ, बल्कि पहले से ज्यादा एनर्जेटिक था, और जो एलोपैथिक के जो साइड इफेक्ट्स होते हैं 5-6 दिन के बाद जब आप दवाइयां ले लेते हैं, उसके बाद 10 दिन कम से कम साइड इफेक्ट्स चलता है। यू डोंट फील गुड, यू कैन व्हेन यू ईट योर टेस्ट इज नॉट गुड। जब 10 दिन के बाद मैं ठीक हुआ तो पहले से बेटर था, एंड दिस इज माय एक्सपीरियंस। थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर अरुण शर्मा।
Thanks. Sumit, can I request you to unmute?
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello. I would love to.
Sorry.
Hi.
Yeah.
So I'm Sumit, and I'm part of the Wellcure team. And I had got COVID last year, which was in September. I think the COVID variant last year was easier than this one, but I had got symptoms. I got symptoms just after the first meeting that I went for after the lockdown. And first day I got headache, and second day I got fever. And which is when I got myself tested. But third day the fever had gone down, which is when I thought that maybe I don't have COVID, so I should not worry so much. But fourth day the result came that yes, it's there. I am COVID positive. Uh, I thought that maybe I did not have much of a symptoms, a little bit of cold and cough. But on fifth day, I lost complete sense of smell and taste, which is when I realized that okay, that it's there. There is something which has changed something in my body, and which is when I called Dr. Arun Sharma. That he has been there as a guide, and we know that this system will help us sailing through whatever the disease might be. And at that time there was not much of a clarity, so he just told me to go on 2 days of full fasting, and with sun therapy, with some mild exercise in the room, with pranayam, and also some water therapy, which included tona. So I followed him to the T for 2 days. Everything he said I just followed. And so fifth day I started, and seventh day I had no symptoms except for one moment where I felt that my saturation or my oxygen is falling, and I had a bit of headache. So immediately when I called him, he just said, do this treatment of putting a wet towel on your head and dip your feet in water, and my saturation came back immediately. And that was the only one moment that I had on the seventh day, and after that it was all fine. The remaining 7 days of isolation, I had to spend 14 days. So remaining 7 days of isolations were totally fine, without any symptoms, without any problems, and of course, no post-COVID symptoms. So I think I thank Dr. Sharma for being with me and at that time. And I think the best benefit of curing yourself naturally is that one, you're much more comfortable in terms of seeing your body healing and coming back to its original form within such a less time. So seventh or eighth day, everyone around me was creating a fear that no, it's not gone, it'll come on 10th day. Someone was saying it'll come on the 11th day and all those kind of things. But from the seventh day I was totally feeling fine, and which is when I realized that this is something which can be managed through nature cure. And but yeah, one thing that I would say is that yes, the trust on the healing system is very important. If you keep a doubt in your mind, then it will be slightly slower in its effect. But if you trust the system and if you follow it, like I did, I followed him to the T for 2 days and I was all fine. So I think that makes a lot of effort. And for people who have not got it yet, I would say start practicing these things, because this is the cleanliness in your body is what is going to save you from any severe impact or any impact of the virus. So if you can do that, it'll be great. And I think what Dr. Sharma is teaching, for all the with all the 5 elements and all the methods, I think those are going to be really, really effective. And as we are moving forward, as we don't know, how many vaccines will come and which all variants will come, it's better to prepare your body for any kind of a viral attack, I would say, through nature cure. And that's what I would request everyone to do, especially the people who are there in this session. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sharma.
We have one more testimonial to share. We have one participant, Kanika, who couldn't be there live. So she's shared her video, which I will be playing now.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Guruji. So, I'm Kanika, and on 20th April, actually, I started having symptoms of COVID, which was cold, cough, itching in my throat, and above that, there was a severe backache plus fever. So everything was telling me, yeah, this is what everyone is saying is. So immediately, though I went to the isolation, but I didn't take any of the medicine, and I went underwater fasting as instructed by Dr. Arun Sharma, who's also the founder and director of Imana Guruji. So as instructed by Guruji, I did water fasting for that day and next day whole day, and after that I went on a nariyal pani fast, and then after that I took liquid diet and fruits and the nature cure diet basically. So throughout this I was on a nature cure diet, and in between also when my fever went by third day morning, there was no fever, and the backache went away, and the headache, which was a severe headache, also went away. So I only had a little bit of cough and cold after that, and so for that also, like on fifth or sixth day I again went for water fasting for one day, and by next day my cold also went away. So yeah, so and I did spot running and all whatever was instructed by Guruji, sun bath, spot running, nature cure diet. I followed that thoroughly for next 14 to 15 days, and yes, I recovered without taking any steam, without taking any kind of a medicine. I recovered completely. Whenever my friends used to call me, they used to be panicked, but I was very chilled out and all. So I was like, no, I know what I am doing, and I'm very much happy doing that since I don't have to take any medicine and all. So no one wants to take that, right? So yeah, so I recovered completely with I had to do the test because I stay with my in-laws and all, and they were a little bit terrified and all, but that also came negative. So yes, I have a proof that by doing nature cure diet completely, I anyone can get cured. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Guruji. Bye.
They were all wonderful. I hear if Santosh is here, he has some news about some doctors who took vaccination, what happened to them. We are not here in a forum about criticizing vaccination, but we are here to question what's happening in this world right now. We don't know anything about vaccination, but we want to find out why are there doctors who took vaccination, they're dying. I want Santosh, if he is here, about the news that he told me about doctors who took vaccination died. So how many of them, what news he has got? Is Santosh here?
Yeah, he's here. He's
Yeah,
right
yes,
there.
this is there.
Unmute yourself and come up.
Yeah, the information that we have is that uh, the former president of IMA, who passed away 2 days back, he had taken the COVID vaccine a month back, and that he was unwell and all those things. Also, there was another doctor in Delhi who after taking the first vaccine, he was feeling low, and then he took the second vaccine, and then he had to be admitted in the hospital. But he kept being confident. He said that I'm going to be okay. I've taken the vaccine, and then the day after he said that, he passed away. So, and we also now hear that more than 1,000 teachers in Uttar Pradesh who were on election duty, they passed away. That all these people, all these teachers, they were required to take the vaccine to report for election duty. And earlier the number was about 700 plus, but now today somebody told me it's crossed 1,000. So yeah, that is what we are seeing. And this morning we got the information that in the last 24 hours, a lot of doctors have passed away. And I checked up with one of the doctor. They said that when in the beginning, when the government was going to introduce vaccinations, they requested the doctors if you could take them first so that it becomes an example, and if you could try it on yourself, and it's also like inspires other people to take the vaccine. And the doctors readily agreed, and this is what is happening now. And in the same report, they were saying that when they tested this vaccine on animals, that all the animals on whom the vaccine was tested, they died within the period of 3 to 6 months. So we are seeing that all these people, the frontline health workers who were the first ones to take the vaccines, uh, this is what we are hearing from them now.
Thank you, Santosh.
Thank you, sir.
I want to just sum up everything and tell you that I am not here opposing government's decision to take vaccination or to put on mask or to keep social distancing. I am not here to oppose or criticize any of them. All that one of our workers was not wearing masks, she was saying that she was in a family, they were all living together. Let's not make a big deal of that. Whatever guidelines the government is giving, please follow that. And I am not saying that uh, this is bad or that's bad. All that I am saying is we have a way which has been established years before medicine came. Medicine came at a later stage. Nature cure has been there from time immemorial, from the time of creation. It comes to us naturally. That's why it's called nature cure. In nature cure, we have ways to protect ourselves from any evil. Bacteria or no bacteria, that's not the question. I am appealing now to the government of India, like keep up the promise given by Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who said to encourage indigenous systems to try and cure COVID patients. And I'm appealing again to the Government of India, to the Ministry of Ayush, to the National Institute of Naturopathy, and all the naturopathic institutions to appeal to the government and tell them we have a cure for COVID patients without vaccine, without any other medicines, through natural healing methods. Natural health science is safe, it is complete, it is scientific, it is time tested, and it is economical. You don't have to spend all that money. We have to educate people on natural and healthy lifestyle. And that's the mission of our institute, International Institute of Mahayoga and Natural Hygiene. I fly between India and USA teaching classes, and many people who have come here and given testimonials, they are telling you that they have tried this treatment. This is only a small percentage of patients who came to give the testimonials, but there is a huge number of other patients who have been treated through natural hygiene. There are so many other doctors, maybe so many Ayurveda doctors declaring it, Vishwarup Rai Chaudhary, or so many other people declaring that they have cured thousands of people through their system. I am not opposing to any of them. I am only saying we have tried nature cure, and according to Prime Minister's promise to try and encourage indigenous systems to cure COVID patients, we should apply. I will appeal to the government and to give us a chance. We have branches in so many states, in Delhi, in Chandigarh, in Himachal Pradesh, and in Uttar Pradesh, in Kolkata, in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. We have got representatives who have been trained, and we are ready and waiting. If you give us a chance to treat COVID patients. We even have facilities, and give us a chance. That's all. Call us for a meeting, and we will come and explain in detail how we can help nation combat with this pandemic that's haunting us. So many people are dying. Let us take proper measures. Thank you. Namaste. Is there any questions that people want to ask? Before I close, I want to see if there are any questions.
Yeah. So Dr. Arun, there were a couple of people asking about what to expect in the 5-session series that we will be starting from this Friday. So if you could explain a little bit about what will be covered in the 5 sessions.
In the 5 sessions, all that we want to do is tell you the basics of nature cure first, how it works. It doesn't matter what the disease is, it works for every situation. That's what we want to emphasize, the basic principles, philosophy, and application. And then in the next sessions, following sessions, we will highlight on different applications like fasting, how to do the fasting. It's not easy to just, it's such a simple thing that to tell people go and fast. There are techniques, there are ways of getting into fasting, there are ways of winding up and breaking the fast sensibly so that no complication comes. This is a technical subject. It comes to us naturally, but because we have come out of nature's lifestyle, we need to teach them properly. How to use water, how to use sunlight, how to use air, how to use ether, or how to use all the food diet that we prepare, what diet to prepare, all that has to be dealt with in order. And when you see there are two parts, one is the prevention, how to maintain your health in such a level that there is no accumulation of old filth in the body, how to maintain your exercise, everything, rest and everything. That's one, preventive measures. The next part will be treating a COVID patient who has been declared COVID positive. So when you get to that stage, you have to have different classification. Some people have had medication and vaccination. Some people have not had vaccination. Some people have the symptoms of COVID. Some people don't have the symptoms of COVID. All they are to be treated differently, not because they are different diseases, but they are in different stages of health. We just have to improve their health in a way, in a manner that it does not disturb them. Each individual has got idiosyncrasies which have to be respected. That's why we have to go through a training in the list of 5 days. 5 sessions are just not enough, but we are going to try and effectively bring that solution. And Wellcure has announced that there's going to be a discount for people who book early and book for all the 5 sessions. It is necessary to attend all the 5 sessions. It's not going to give you sufficient information if you attend one or the other. It could also be dangerous. Half knowledge is very, very dangerous. You should get the complete knowledge, attend all the 5 courses and benefit from it. We will give opportunity for everyone to clarify their doubts every session. We'll be having question hours where you can clarify doubts, because we may or may not answer, may not have covered all the aspects of our classes. So questions may be very useful. So if there is any other thing that you want to point out, let me say it now. Any questions, please?
So a few people have asked about the timings and days. So 21st it starts, 21st to 25th from 7 to 8 p.m. And it will be online on Zoom.
Indian Standard Time.
Yes. So again, repeating, 21st to 25th of May, 7 to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. There's one question in the chat. I'm Prakash from Kerala, already positive. I have been treating under allopathic treatment. Can I do this course? After taking allopathy drugs, I am having fistula or fissure. I have polycystic kidney and taking BP medication for the last 12 years. Kindly advise.
Yeah, could you please write to mahayoga99@gmail.com where we can give you a detailed reply? That will help us better to help you. Thank you.
One question for recording. So yeah, the recording will be provided to you. the session.
Recording of this session.
This session. Okay.
Yeah. And subsequent session.
Yeah.
There's a question from Rohini. My parents have taken first vaccine in April first week. Is it okay if they don't take the second vaccine? They don't have any disease or health issue. They are in their 70s.
I'm not an expert in vaccine. I don't know anything about the vaccine. But in our session, even in our system, less medicine is better situation. A person who takes medicine and follows nature cure will be in a dangerous situation, because in nature cure, when we give fasting and the medicine is being taken, that will be very dangerously acting in the body. So less vaccination is much better. Please do not worry about any complications. Do not take vaccination if you want to follow nature cure. Otherwise, of course, you are free to do whatever you like. Okay?
There's one more question in the chat. I have been teaching pranayam for few COVID patients. Some of them told they have had coughing when they inhale deeply. What can be done?
Whenever there is coughing, they have to take one drop of water, small sip of water, and hold it in the mouth for some time before they swallow. If they keep doing it several times, then the coughing also will stop. And there are other instructions which I cannot elaborate right now. All that I have to do is to tell patients to keep doing running exercise, and then tie a wet cloth, wet kerchief, a cold wet towel in the neck, and leave it there, and it will also reduce coughing. And if it does cough, it will bring out some mucus, and it will clear the congestion in the chest, and those people will be comfortable very soon. Thank you.
One question from Tirupati. If we are on allopathy, can we stop these medicines suddenly and switch to nature cure in the context of COVID?
It is better that I examine the situation completely before I commit. So it will be good if you write to me on mahayoga99@gmail.com. I will examine the situation and advise you accordingly. Thank you.
Question from Ashish. If there are comorbidities, still he or she can be cured of COVID by nature cure?
Well, when you say morbidities, there are different degrees of morbidities. Unless we are clear about what you are saying, we are not able to answer your question.
Question from Anshu Priya. What if someone has already taken vaccine? Can they go for nature cure?
Yes, they can.
So we'll also allow few people to unmute in case if you have any questions which you wish to unmute and ask. You can do so.
I have a question, Guruji. I'm Anshu Priya. So my parents have already taken vaccine. My question is there any way to remove the side effects of the vaccines?
Well, it's not an easy question to answer, because whatever you have done, you have to face the consequences. But when you follow the nature's path, the punishment is very mild.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Guruji.
Yeah, Guruji, many people were giving testimonials, and among the different techniques which they followed, most of them were saying spot running. Spot running is for what?
A person who is not allowed to go out of their house because of COVID, for being declared COVID positive, they cannot go out and run, so they do spot running in their house itself. They run in one spot.
Yeah, but how is it going to help during this COVID?
When you run fast, when you keep running for some time, the blood circulation improves. When the blood circulation improves, eliminatory activities also improve very much. When the whole story of COVID treatment or any other treatment is about removing filth from the body and leaving it as a clean body. Life's activity in a clean body is called health. To re-establish health, we have to establish hygiene internally and externally. And in order to do that, we have to enhance eliminatory activities. And in order to enhance eliminatory activities, you have to run. The running will make the heart pump much better, lungs will work much better, and the coordination between heart and lungs will enable the liver also to run better. And the entire body, in fact, becomes more active and improve your health. Thank you.
How are you going to deal with severe case of throat infection?
Hello.
In case we have a severe throat infection, how are we going to deal with it?
By taking some few tonas every day, we are clearing the bowels, and the pressure in the throat will be reduced, and the throat, whichever is throwing the mucus through the mouth, it will divert its direction and it will go down. And this we have seen in so many cases. When your bowels are clear, there is no constipation, the throat infection will vanish in a day or two.
What about
hello, I have a question.
Sure, Madhuri, please go ahead.
Yeah, I had posted my question. See, I mean, I got COVID and then I developed lung infection and I was hospitalized, and now I'm recovering. I want to now get back kind following nature cure and then get back to my normal self before COVID. So does the session, I mean, any of the sessions cover post-COVID recovery after
Yes,
hospitalization?
Absolutely. Yes, it will.
Okay. Okay, and if I want to start off that on that path, so can I get assistance from any of you?
Where do you live?
I live in Bangalore.
Yes, you can get
in
assistance.
Padmanab Nagar.
In my team members who have been trained in this are available in Bengaluru, and I can direct them to you.
Yes,
you
please.
You have to write to us in mahayoga99@gmail.com, and we will be able to help you.
Mahayoga, is it?
Yes, Mahayoga99.
Okay, thank you.
Guruji, good evening.
Yes.
This is Shailesh Lauti. I have sent you an email on Monday night. So you may have received or you may have missed out basically. So
what's the name you said?
Shailesh Lauti.
Okay, let me check.
Okay,
and I will try to reply today.
Yeah, okay, sir. And sir, one more thing. This 5 sessions, if that recordings will be provided also for these 5 sessions?
Yeah, for the 5 sessions, I don't know.
Yes, I think so. Maybe Sumit, he can answer this.
Yeah,
well, but I'm sure
yeah. So recordings will be available for the 5 sessions.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Guruji, namaste. Good evening. Shubha here.
Shubha.
My husband had to take his second dose of vaccine 2 days ago because of job. They had forced him to take, so he had to take. So since yesterday and today, I have put him on a half-day fast. In the evening, he is having the nature cure type of food. Is that enough, or I should put him on a complete water fast or coconut water fast for 2-3 days? Can you please advise?
Coconut water diet will be a better idea for about 3 days or 4.
So from tomorrow I can start that for him?
Yes, but you don't keep going on your own. Keep in touch regularly and keep me posted from time to time whatever changes happen. There are so many other areas where we have to examine, and we will be safe.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. Thank you.
Guruji, in case of too much phlegm in the chest, that is bulgum in the chest, how do we deal with that scenario?
By changing the diet and by engaging into some exercises and some hydrotherapy applications, all this can be solved. If you will write to me on mahayoga99@gmail.com, I will be able to explain it much better.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Will that be 7:30?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question. I had earlier written in the chat if there are morbidities, still the nature cure can help, like comorbidities like blood pressure, heart issues, or any kind of diabetes or anything, and old age.
Absolutely.
Still nature cure can help.
Yes.
Without all the medicines and all that.
It can help, but at every situation. Only thing is we have to have close contact and examination every stage situation, and if you monitor it periodically, we can see progress.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. I wanted to know that.
Sure. Anybody?
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, I am 60 plus. Shall I take vaccination or not, sir? What is your suggestion?
What do you think we should recommend? We don't.
I will not.
talk about it.
I will not interested. I will not interested in take a vaccination.
Yeah, that's your choice. I would not take it myself, but I am not allowed to advise others whether they should choose to take vaccination or not.
Okay. Sir.
We are trying to help people. Even without taking vaccination, you can be healthy.
Definitely, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fooling me.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone. We are good to conclude for today. We'll be keeping the screen open for a few more minutes for people who are interested to book. Thank you, Dr. Arun.
Thank you. Promotional lecture one more time tomorrow. Please inform more and more of your friends, and so they could also come and benefit from these sessions. Thank you. Bye bye. Namaste.